Hello Airsofters, I'm here to review the RA-Tech Aluminum Nozzle for the WE M4 system. I bought it from AST website for about $110, there it is, and my plastic nozzle actually broke on me a while back, and it only cost me about $20 to get a new one, and so the price difference is about 5 times different, but the downtime of the weapon, malfunctioning in the field, which is not good, and also the effort to replace it, hopefully will be well worth the difference in cost. I do have an end pass installed on my plastic nozzle. I have it, you can't quite see it there well, but I do have it pushed all the way down, so it should be shooting as hot as it can shoot. I did test it a little earlier. It was shooting at 416. I'm going to test fire it again right now, and it's going to show shooting at around 426 and to 419. So the other thing we want to see is if the aluminum nozzle will improve the FPS, as well as to test the consistency of its fire. I did watch a video earlier that showed the aluminum nozzle shooting inconsistently, so we'll test to see if that happens with this rifle. So without further ado, here's the steps to replacing the plastic nozzle with the aluminum nozzle. So obviously you want to remove the bolt carrier from the upper receiver, and then the first thing you want to do is unscrew the bolt guide that is on top of the bolt carrier. And then of course you want to remove the nozzle guide on top, nozzle rail guide on top. There's a screw there, you should remove that. Then you want to remove you can flip, I was flipping out the wrong side there, but flip out the side rail nozzle guide from the bottom, not from the top. It's a little tricky to get out. Once you get that, then you're allowed to pull it out, but this nozzle spring retention is there. You have to sort of poke it out on the side. You'll see that there's only one way to push it out. You knock it off from the right side of the bolt, and then the pin should sort of stick out a bit, and then you can pull the pin out from the left side of the bolt. And then you can easily remove the whole nozzle. And one thing I noticed, the RA-Tech nozzle is actually a little wider. It was a little hard to push into the bolt carrier, and it does look like the RA-Tech nozzle is a little wider, not too much wider. Eventually I got it pushed in, and little just grease and silicone spray helped. So you can visually align the nozzle spring hook with the pinhole in the back. You can see the hole of the spring on the one end spring if you look through the hole, and then once you see the hole pass, you can put the pin back in so that you know that that pin is holding the spring. And you can obviously test it out once you do that by pulling the nozzle out, and it should the spring should pull it back in. Then of course you want to hammer that retention spring back in. Make sure there isn't anything sticking out on that end, because you don't want that to scratch your inside of the upper receiver of the M4. So make sure you hammer that in pretty well. You should feel for there's nothing sticking out of there. And then the RA-Tech not only just replaces the nozzle, but it also replaces the retaining or the guides as well, because obviously before the guides were plastic because the nozzle was plastic. If you had an aluminum rubbing against a plastic guide, those guides will eventually get worn down. So they give you metal guides. You can feel it. It feels pretty sturdy, really stiff, much more durable than the plastic ones. They look pretty similar, but As you can see in a few minutes, you'll notice that the side rail actually is a little, I don't know, I guess it's a little looser. I don't know if the plastic expands a bit or something, because it tends to fall off, unfortunately, and you'll see that happen a couple of times. So make sure that you angle the nozzle correctly so that the side rail attaches properly, and that there will be a little guide that you can see the nozzle should be attached to. Then you can attach the top one, the same thing. There should be a little guide on the top of the nozzle that should fit right in with the guide with the bolt. That piece, screw that back in. Screw the I guess bolt, I don't know what they call it, pushback, but I guess in a gas blowback, it's really just a guide internally from a gas blowback version. Once you do that, everything should be okay. Oh, there you go. The side thing kept falling off, so I'd be a little worried about that, especially if you're pulling the bolt carrier out in the field or something. You should just make sure that does stay. Sort of sprayed everything down. Oh, you can see that side thing fell off again. I sprayed everything down with some silicone oil or silicone grease or spray. I had to put that back, clean it off, and put it back into the side. Some more spraying. That should be it. So just tested, I've got a fresh mag. I actually test fired it a little earlier before I started recording. I shot at 472. You can see it right here. Had to load in some more BBs and some more gas. And I'm going to test fire again, shooting at 465, 469, 465. It eventually shoots at 456 is the 452 is the lowest. So overall, FPS does improve, and it's not a vast amount of oscillation in FPS, but I'll probably have to do another video later to see if there is any issues with the nozzle. Maybe I'll do another review later. But overall, looks good. Thanks for watching my video.